Welcome to the PTTS. Today's date is December 5th, 2025. My name is Nang Hong Lam. Basically, this video is just a quick update on my situation. Pretty much, still like the no feedback for 9 years on my website blog. It's still haven't got a feedback on that. And anyway, pretty much I just wanted to point out about the last night. I kind of like, after my mother just started scrolling at me for like basically no reason, kind of like in a way, it is just kind of like in a way, I mean, it's just like I had talked, because to me, I don't know, like I felt that it is just really obvious that after I had my jogging exercise, I would go into a restroom and wipe out the sweat and everything. Felt that's just part of the whole obvious thing, like I posted up on my website blog about it, and I talked with the Chinese Bible trip members about it and things like that. And so I felt like all of a sudden, she just started scrolling at me for no reason. And it wasn't just scrolling about that, and she was also scrolling about things, just accusing me of all these things that in my past that I don't know, like she have any evidence on, things like that. I just like out of the blue, out of nowhere. And so like I felt maybe, it's pretty much, like I don't know, like pretty much I just want to say like the update on my situation is that, like pretty much I have to say, like kind of like I went through all this trouble, like making the website blog and the YouTube channel and talking about my just topic, related to the situation I'm in and just the contemporary conflicts in the world and things like that, for, kind of like in a way, and bring up that, I have the reported position of Mission Bay High School for 2 years in 2002 and 2003, and I got elected as club president of the Mesa Multimedia Club for 4 years, from 2008 to 2011. Like keep reminding about my positions and keep making the blogs and videos, and I felt like, and then just still, like the situation, no feedback for 9 years. It's like, come on, like, it's just like, come on, there is some kind of problems going on, this is not how the world is like, kind of like in a way, how many times I have to keep saying this over and over, kind of like in a way, am I the, kind of like in a way, it makes me feel like, what is going on in the world, it's like, why couldn't one person stand on my side? Why couldn't one person, this thing keep repeating the same thing over and over, it's just like, what is, like, so I felt that, to give myself a break on this, like I'm just another person in San Diego, kind of like in a way, I, like, I did everything that according to the laws, according to San Diego custom, tradition, and everything, like trying to keep up with the standard / expectation, keep up with the laws, keep up with the way of the custom and tradition. And it's just like, why is this happening to me? Like, so what is it that so make me so different from the other people in San Diego that this have to happen to me? Kind of like in a way, just some kind of feedback on it, kind of like in a way that makes sense, kind of like in a way, maybe there is some kind of trait that make me really stand out among like the people in San Diego that have to, go through with this, like my mother's grown at me for no reason and I have to accept it and I have all these, like did all this, went through all these educations and journalism and multimedia and couldn't get a feedback from San Diego and things like that. It's like, anyway, like I'm currently just trying to finish up the PTTS Exclusive First Magazine. Just, like just keep forcing myself to just finish up, maybe I don't have to repeat myself as much, like maybe saying like, read the PTTS Exclusive First Magazine instead of letting me like repeating myself over the same thing, it's like, how come 9 years of time I don't get a feedback from San Diego, or like why my mother just randomly scrolling at me, and and this kind of, and I felt like, these really hard to talk about topics is that, that no one should be in this kind of situation, it's just part of the San Diego laws and custom, this is just, it's really harsh, sort of like a harsh punishment on a person, unless someone created, like committed a really serious crime, to have this kind of punishment. Kind of like in a way, just really harsh punishment, for a person to be in. So kind of like in a way, have that magazine, just in handy that I've been explaining myself for a long time, kind of like that magazine just to kind of like just equivalent to like that one person that I could rely on that would stand on my side in a way, kind of like in a way that I felt that, as part of living together, sharing and things like that, this should be how the society should be like, that part of living together and sharing and things like that. Like, so pretty much that's what I'm kind of like forcing myself to do, like, finish up that magazine. Even though, if you look at it, it seems like a lot of work, but I'm just trying to speed it up, just do what I can to just finish up as quickly as possible, and instead of just keep making these videos is where I'm saying the same thing over and over, and it's like, what is kind of like, it's upsetting to myself and to my surrounding. This is not how the world is like, no one should go through these harsh punishment unless they committed a very serious crime. This is not how the world is like, it's just, So kind of like in a way, just basically that's what the PTTS Exclusive First Magazine, just to, instead of having me saying the same thing over and over, no one should have to go through these harsh punishment unless they committed a very serious crime. It's like, so pretty much, it's just like, I don't know, like maybe felt like, just in this process of just pushing myself, forcing myself to hurry up and finish up this PTTS Exclusive First Magazine, felt like, maybe like, like, why, like, kind of like, why, this is not how the world is like. Why am I forcing myself and pushing myself to do that? People will able to accept who I am, like, I'm, just kind of like in a way that's part of living together and sharing. Why I have to keep pushing myself and forcing myself to have to complete that magazine in order to maybe don't have to keep repeating myself about no one should have to go through these harsh punishment unless they commit a very serious crime. So kind of like in a way, it felt like, and then what if my mother did what she did last night, like scrolling at me randomly again, kind of like in a way, would would I break down, and embarrass myself like what I did, in the past? Remember, just got on my knee and crying in front of her, it's like, because it's not how society is, that someone have to go through these harsh punishment because, and what, unless, kind of like in a way, unless they committed a very serious crime, it's like, so anyway, like I'm saying, pretty much, and for the time being, I don't know, I just keep forcing myself and pushing myself to hurry and finish that magazine, but like I'm just saying, it's just, there's a lot of work to be done, and I don't know how much longer it will take, but like the pages in those the magazine, I could start posting up so that on my website blog, so you know um the world could have know what's going on, have an idea what's the magazine is about and things like that. I could start posting that up and things like that. And okay, I have to end this video because of the 15-minute limitations. Basically, I still haven't done the phone verification on my YouTube account, so there is a 15-minute limitation. So I have to stop this video and start another video. So I'm gonna end this video in 3, 2, 1.